What's going on, everybody? This is Unhinged and Attached with P and A. I'm P.
And I'm A.
Welcome to our podcast.
Before we get started, I just want to introduce our no button. We got this as a wedding gift last year, and one of Pete's friends gave
Yeah.
it to us because they know how annoying he can be.
Yep.
So they gave me this button, and it says no in like 5
No,
to 10 different ways.
PJ Connor, it was like at least 10.
It's like 10 different ways. So we're going to add this to our podcast. And whenever we feel like we want to press the button, we're going to press the button. And that would mean no. So we wanted to add that aspect of it. And yeah. So today, what we're going to talk about is online dating. We're continuing our conversation from last time where we spoke about the different apps that you can use, what's good to use, what's not good to use, paid apps versus unpaid, what's the benefits. And then we talk about how to build your profile. So we talked about profile pictures, how to do your bio, things to think about when you're creating your profile. And today, we'll talk more about now filtering and finding who you're going to talk to and making sure that person is the right one. So
Yeah, so a couple of examples of filters. Your profile is up and you're trying to figure out just how can I control the people that's going to be seeing me or I'm going to be seeing them. And we're talking about age, relationship types, orientation, race, ethnicity,
yeah.
location, whether you want children, whether you have children, pets. Anything I'm
Yeah.
missing?
No, it's
Political
a
views,
yeah,
height,
it's
height.
it's a lot of filters out there, and I feel like the filters are good because like he said, you can filter who sees you and who's coming up on your swipe. So you want to do that. For us, well, for me, I guess my main filters that I like is age, of course. Now this is I'm gonna have to think a little bit because this is back when some days when I was on the apps. Now I haven't been because of this guy. So I think the first one I would say is age. So I never wanted to talk to someone too young or too old. So I had my age range.
What was your range?
My range was usually like 5 years younger, 10 years older.
What?
Yeah.
10 years older?
Yeah, I didn't mind talking to older people
You
because I
wanted to,
felt
you
like
wanted
I
to be
was
with somebody who was born in the
mature.
70s?
Mature. All right, you're relaxed. Yeah.
79?
Oh gosh. Here we go. What was your age range?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Exactly,
I have
because I'm
terrible
older than
memory.
him. So he's talking.
Yeah, but I would imagine I probably did something like, for some reason the number seven is clicking. So like, let's say plus or minus seven. I probably did some shit like that.
So whatever your age range is, you make sure that you put that in. Another one that I like to do is religion. So and this was only through trial and error. I used to go on, what is it, Zoosk? Or one of those apps. And I realized that after a while, I realized that I started to meet people who was atheists and agnostic. And I didn't realize off the jump. It wasn't until we started talking and that came up that I realized that. And that really was not what I was looking for. So luckily, I was able to filter that out. Basically, to Christian, I wanted someone of the same faith. So that was something that I found interesting in my journey with using apps, and I think is very important, especially if religion is important to you and faith in general.
I think one big one is smokers.
Oh yeah.
No offense to people who enjoy smoking. Um, and I'm not necessarily talking about weed versus cigarettes, but I think that's a pretty big filter. Some people don't like the smell of tobacco, so if you're a smoker and you don't like that smell, then put that up there, and that'll hopefully disqualify that person. Um, Height is a really big one. Not for myself.
And not for me neither.
I definitely didn't mind dating a woman who was, my height or taller. And then everybody likes a little snack size joint, so you're gonna get into that. Um, Anything else that we're missing for? Oh, you know
So
what? My
filter.
bad. For me, I found that as I got deeper into my experience with using the dating apps, location been location has become my favorite filter. Um, I didn't have a lot of I don't want to say luck. I had luck and success, but after meeting a certain person, and she decided to take a surprise visit to my block, yeah, nah. So I decided that if I started dating people that were like 12 miles outside of my radius, I don't know why I chose 12. I pick random numbers. I felt 12 miles from the Bronx was Brooklyn, and that's kind of where my dating pool was when I was at school. And then 12 miles above the Bronx would have been somewhere in Westchester County. So I felt like that was a pretty good way to filter out some people and also add in some people who I would never get a chance to date if I kept things within the 2 mile or 5 mile radius.
Yeah, which it was like 40 miles for us. So he definitely went above the 12. But I think distance is important as well.
I felt like it was you who,
Hold on.
whatever filter you had
Hold up.
allowed you to, yeah,
Hold up.
that's how I felt it went.
Hold up. Because on Bumble, yeah, I picked, but you have to like me too.
Correct.
So in
But
order for you to have seen me to like me, your range must have been wider.
like I said, I have a really bad memory when it comes to stuff like that. But
I'm just saying.
I don't think I put 40 miles. That's ridiculous. I feel like she was probably looking for people in Yonkers or something. I don't know. But anyway, can you want to move forward?
Yeah. So
All right.
next.
So next topic, swiping. I think we have to have some kind of swiping plan. For me, it was I was gonna max out my swipes every day. Uh, I recommend having at least a minimum number of swipes you wanted to make per day, minimum number of matches you want to make per day. But for me, it was like, you know what, I'm gonna increase my odds of finding that right person if I made as much matches as possible every day.
And for me, I was just swipe in my leisure time or like while I'm watching television, but it would be every day. I never really set parameters, but I have found that I feel like some people do need parameters because they'll have the app, they won't use it, or they use it here and there, or is not consistent with conversation. So I do think that it's important to set up some type of goal as far as how many swipes that you want to do per day. I wouldn't really say put a number on the matches because for me, it was more so quality versus quantity. So as long as I felt like I was swiping right for someone who I felt was a good match with me, then I did that. But if I didn't see anyone that was a good match and I've been swiping all day, that's just is what it is for the day. So um like I said, I definitely feel like you should have a certain amount of swipes or time. Like, oh, I'm gonna go on there for 5 minutes per day. I feel like if dating is important to you, you'll set those those goals just so that you're making sure that you're engaging and you're putting yourself out there to meet new people.
So let's say you made your match. What now?
So after you make your match, doom doom, whatever type of noise they make, you have to start conversation. I find sometimes that people feel like it's awkward to start conversations. I try to start with the regular, hey, my name is, and I talk a little bit about me, where I'm from, what I do. I ask the question in return, and hopefully, after those foundation questions are given, then you kind of go into, more authentic questioning. Or if you have a question about somebody's profile, like, oh, I see on your profile, you said you like to travel, where you've been, whatever it is, you just kind of want to make it flow. It's nothing to really be stressed about. I think sometimes people overthink. They overthink what they're going to say, they overthink what the next person says, and tries to figure out what they meant by it. I think especially in the initial conversations, it's good to just be cool and let it flow, and don't be too intense, and just kind of ask questions that you can figure out what type of person you're dealing with. That was important to me. That's what I was
Okay. I
doing.
feel like as a guy, it's a little different. There's this whole cliche stereotype of you having to have game. You gotta have that fire pickup line that's gonna back shorty up. So I recommend just be yourself. So if you feel like you are a charmer, then go ahead and charm her. See what I did there? If you feel like you're a comedian, then yeah, be funny and try to get her to laugh. And if you got nothing, then tell the truth or a variation of the truth. Tell her why she or he grabbed your attention. So for me,
Okay.
uh, I didn't want to be too cliche. So most of the time, I tried to go through their profile and find things that I found to be interesting that drew my attention. So if like somebody was like absolutely beautiful, and I didn't find anything in their profile to talk about, then okay, then I'll go superficial. I'm like, man, like sweetheart, I'm sorry, but you are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, or your eyes, your complexion, whatever. Um, but if it's something interesting within their profile, then you can talk about, oh, I see you like to go jet skiing. I went jet skiing, 2 years ago. Where'd you go jet skiing? And build a conversation based off of that. There's a chance that she may not respond. So you might give her another day and then try a different approach. If you were talking about jet skiing before, this time come correct, come polite. I'm like, I'm sorry, my name is Pete. I couldn't help but hit you up because I was so attracted to you. How you doing? Blah blah blah. If she's still not biting, then that's not for you. Keep it pushing.
I like the trying to connect with something in my profile. The hey shorty, you was looking good in the picture is like, okay, how many times and how many people today did you like from a woman's perspective, you hear that and it's kind of like, I know, I know, I
Mm.
know. Tell me something else. So I like the approach more so of someone coming and trying to connect with something that was in my profile or asking me more about like what I like to do, how is my day. Again, my objective is really that to get to know. Yeah, you could save the street lines for the streets.
Some people respond well to them, but anyway. So I guess you've reeled them in. You've talked. What's the next step after that? I guess maybe you try to do a video chat.
Yes, I definitely think exchanging pictures. So one of the things about online dating is catfish and this person lied and this person said this and don't really look like this. So I think sending pictures, I think video chatting, I think speaking on the phone as well. Sometimes you stay in the message and you're just messaging and yeah, that might be easy, but again, you're not really getting a sense of the person. You want to get as much information about the person so you can make your evaluation. Is this someone that you want to continue to talk to or even meet? So yes, I think pictures, video chat, talking on the phone, and then eventually meeting. But I me particularly, I don't like talking to anybody over maybe a week or two, because if you're too busy to meet in that time, then maybe you don't have time for me, or you might be hiding something. Is no reason why we can't meet in that time frame. Even if it's like, I always say, even if it's a quick bite, we go grab ice cream if it's the summer, or take a walk in the park. Like, there's no reason why somebody should be saying no if they're really into you, if you guys are vibing. You really want to make sure that initial meet happens, because you don't want to waste your time, and you want to make sure the vibe that you get over the phone and on the app, you're getting that in person. I've yeah, I've in the past wasted my time talking to people too long on the text message or the DMs on the apps or on the phone, and then waiting, and then meeting them, and like the energy's just off, and it's like I just weeks I spent talking to this person thinking this, and then I meet them. So yes, my rule of thumb is meeting within the first week or two. What
I
about you?
I don't disagree. I think everything you said is valid. Um,
Hmm.
I guess within a week, you should already know if this person is a vibe. If the person's a vibe,
Yeah. Make time.
you got to meet.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that person is who they say they are. I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to somebody for a month and not meeting them. So
Yeah. It's a
definitely
little weird.
a week. If something comes up, that's understandable. Life is fluid. So all right, second week. But after that, yeah, you gotta keep it pushing.
And talk to multiple people, have conversations with multiple people, whoever catches your eyes. I think sometimes people match with somebody and then they're just talking to them only to find out that that person kind of really isn't a good match, and then they let another one go because they weren't talking to them. And you want to
So
try.
you was talking to multiple people?
Yeah, I was. You want to try to talk to multiple people.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
Why are you knowing me?
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. All right. So while you was talking to me, you was talking to somebody else?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was probably doing the same thing, but I don't remember.
Yeah. That's normal. Like, until you start getting serious with someone, yeah, you're talking to other people. I must admit, like, once we met, after that, I wasn't talking to anybody else. But those initial talks, you weren't the only one in my inbox. Like, I was taught, you just happened to catch my attention, and you the one who made it through. Like, everybody else didn't because of whatever reason. And yeah.
My heart is like sinking in my chest right now.
It is not sinking. Get out of here. You should find yourself lucky. As I was saying, you should definitely talk to multiple people. Until you really figure out that you're liking the person that you're talking to. And I say that because I feel like people put too much energy into that one random person that you don't know, and quickly sometimes think, oh, this might be the one, he so this, he so that. And then when it goes to shit, you're kind of like, oh, that's why I don't use the apps, and you don't want to go on. But if you slowly just talk to multiple people, again, everything isn't going to be like, oh, that's going to be my man. Sometimes you're going to meet guys who can be friends, whatever the case may be.
So there's guys that you met that are
Oh
friends.
boy, here we go.
Before you answer that question, think about your answer. So I guess I was talking to multiple people.
Yeah.
I found it difficult to remember names. So be careful if you're gonna be doing that. Yeah, for real, for real. Multiple people. Be careful with the names. Keep it to the sweethearts. Big heads.
Listen, don't go on no apps calling anybody big head. That's for the girl in high school that you end up running into and you like, hey, yo, big head. Don't go on the apps calling anybody any big head. Please don't.
Listen.
Don't tell them that, babes.
Listen. If they are YN, they know what it is. Big head. But anyway,
Yeah.
So what next?
So after that, as I said, you set your parameters. To me, I think talking about safety is very important.
Yes.
And safety when meeting people. So like I said, I would meet several people and I'll meet them in person. I like to choose a public place where I know other people are going to be around. For girl code, I guess, like, I usually would like phone a friend. I sound like I'm on what's that?
Like Who Wants to Be a
Yes,
Millionaire or something.
phone a friend. But no, really, phone a friend. You want to make sure someone knows where you are, who you're meeting, what their name supposedly is. Sometimes I would screenshot, send them pictures, girl. I mean, him here this time, whatever. If you don't hear from me in an hour, get back, stuff like that. Just to be sure. You never can be too sure. As dating apps is getting more popular, is more crazy. Sometimes you hear stories where people get kidnapped and all of those things. I don't want to make it like a scary thing, but you do want to make sure that you're taking precautions. So meeting in public places is really important. What else would you say? What meeting?
I was gonna ask you, let's say the vibe is right, you meet them, do you go back to their place that first day, or you wanna like build up some more? time?
No, I try to build up some more time. Like I'll like hang out with them, let them take me out, talk a little more, try to get a vibe. Yeah, like there has been a situation where I might as well tell the story.
Whoa,
What?
what you gonna say?
It was a situation where I met somebody. It was like a few months prior to talking to you, maybe early in the year to meeting you. So I met somebody. We went
Oh
out
my
on a date.
god, bro!
Are you gonna let me tell the story or not?
I don't know where you're going with
All right,
this.
I'm not gonna tell
Nah,
the
tell a
story.
story,
No,
good,
no,
because
no, no, because you huffing and puffing a little
I
too
don't know
much
what
for
she's
me.
gonna say. I'm scared. Go ahead, please tell me the
What
story.
are you scared about?
Please tell me the story.
You know about everything in my life. Please stop.
Share the story,
Anyways,
Elena.
as I was saying, I met somebody and like we went out a few times, we spoke, and then one day I invited them over, and the person was really like into like working out in the gym and all that other stuff. So we went to the park near my house. My phone went dead. So I did the phone a friend. I told my friends, okay, this person, they knew the name, they knew everything. And I'm like, I'll hit y'all up soon, whatever the case may be. Anyways, we go to the park, we work out. He showed me these weighted jump ropes and running and, working out, getting in shape. And my phone died. So my phone's dead. I didn't think anything of it. Phone's dead. Finish hanging out in the park. Come back. Come to get like, some juice, some water. Next thing you know, someone's knocking at my door. And I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? Who's knocking at my door? Because I live in the boonies. No one's coming up here. It's the police, y'all. So my friends couldn't get in contact with me because my phone died. And they called the police and did a wellness check on me. It was crazy. But this is why you want to phone a friend, because if something did happen to me, they were on point. My friends was on point, but nothing did happen to me, so it was a little embarrassing. It was to the point where the cops showed up to his house and showed up to my house. Like it was this big thing. But my girls was looking out. I can't fault them for that. They definitely were looking out. So like I said, phone a friend and let somebody know where you're at. What about you? What stories you got up your sleeve?
About safety?
About anything. I mean, you said somebody pulled up to your block. So yeah, safety.
Yeah, so I blocked her.
That was your safety?
That kept me safe. I never told her like my apartment. I told her like I live in this vicinity. This is the club that's right there across the street from my house. So yeah, I gave her the club, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm in front of the." She called me up like, "Yeah, I'm in front of the club. I'm outside. What's up? Where you at?" I'm like, "Oh."
Did you have meet her in person already?
We went on a date.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
I'm like, maybe she was pressed to meet. Maybe she was pressed to meet.
And the date wasn't that great.
Oh damn.
As soon as she got in the car, she was talking about the kind of man she's looking for, and the man she's looking for is one that's gonna pay for everything. She's just very superficial, and I spent like over $200 on that first date. I didn't mind. First of all right, so
yeah, he got stories too. Let's hear it.
So I guess my way of making things a little bit more spicy and fun was like, all right, cool. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out on a date, and the person who is the best dressed gets free drinks on behalf of the other person on the date. So we both, get dressed up, and
that's crazy, right?
It's a little competitiveness. She talked about, she's a fashionista. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's make it fun. So I pull up. I told her to meet at this 7-Eleven. I felt like it was a public spot where, we could see each other and figure out what we're going to do. So I pull up. I'm looking inside 7-Eleven, and then I spot her, and I'm like, oh, that outfit is trash.
Damn, that's messed
I'm
up.
definitely getting free drinks. But at the but at the same time, I'm also like, I'm not really feeling her either. So
Damn.
then I had to kind of decide, do I want to go on this date? But I already got dressed up and I thought I looked nice and everything. It's like, you know what? Cool. I'm gonna see it out. And I feel like that's something that people should do as well. Take chances. Sometimes you might want to try dating outside of your preferences. Uh, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, I blocked her. That's my safety rule. If you what happened?
You blocked her?
Yeah, so I went on a date and everything, and then maybe within a week or so after I already decided that I wasn't gonna keep fucking with her, she pulled up on me. So I had to block her. Like, why you pulling up on me? I didn't ask you to
Oh,
come to my house.
okay. I guess I could see
And
that.
that was the straw that broke the camel's back. After that, I was like, you know what? I'm changing my location to further out. And if I see you live close to me, I'm just not gonna date you. And that's kind of how I ended up meeting this young lady because she was deep.
Yeah.
Took me like 45 minutes to get to her crib.
Yeah. I'm pretty far up. But I think with like meeting people, what do you do when, so say she didn't pop up on you, right? Well, let me back it up. You guys had this whole um dressing thing. It sounds cute. And then you said she got in the car and she was talking about how she wants someone that pays for things. That was not a part of conversation prior to meeting.
No,
And so that's one thing. Like I feel like expectations should be made ahead of time.
it was just weird. Like it was more than like I understand chivalry and being a gentleman, and sure I'll offer to pay, but the I want to say characterization, but the way that she kind of described herself, she was talking about herself. She's like, you know, men pay for everything for me. I don't pay for nothing. Like
Oh
it
my
was
god.
just it kept on coming. I'm like, obviously she want me to pay, which
Oh.
okay, but it came off really superficial. She was pretty much egotistical. I'll give her that, 100%. So, babe, what do you do if you dislike the date?
So if you do not like the date, I think that you should let the person know. It's important to let the other person know that you're not feeling it. It may not be in person. You may go through the date and then when you get home, message them or talk to them on the phone and just be honest. I don't think it's good to leave people on red or ghost them. I mean, they're going to get the picture, but I think it's helpful, I guess I should say, when you're being honest and you're telling them, where it went wrong and or if, the energy wasn't there, just so they know next time what to change and how they can alter it and the same goes for you because you might go on a date and you really like the date and then the person's like not getting back to you or whatever. It would be helpful if they reach back out like, oh, you were a little intense or this happened and that happened, so how going forward to kind of alter yourself. So just giving that same respect to other people and or I guess courtesy, I would say that same courtesy. Sometimes it's a difficult conversation to have, so that's understandable. But yeah, I do think sometimes people deserve some type of explanation of what happened or where it went wrong. So after all of that, you've met the person, you like them, you don't like them, whatever. Now you're kind of seeing that maybe you're not getting the hits that you want. Maybe the people that you are interested in is not matching with you. Maybe you want to look at your profile again. So in the first episode, we spoke more about building your profile, your pictures, your bios. Maybe you want to get somebody else to look at it, like a friend or a family member. Get a female and male so you get in different perspectives. The more perspectives you get, the better you can kind of tweak it. So I think that's a good idea, and you put that out there. And then on the other end, so that's you kind of trying to alter your profile, then you can try to alter your filters using different filters, changing your parameters, being open minded. It's a trial and error. You got to keep trying, not giving up. And like we said, be open minded.
Yeah, just piggybacking on what she said, you're meeting a bunch of weirdos. And if you're watching this episode and you haven't seen the first episode, take a look. We talk about how you're on these apps and you're meeting a bunch of rats and trash,
Weirdos, dirt.
dirt. There's a lot of terms that our friends use to describe the dating pool.
Yeah.
So you're finding a lot of people that you're not interested in. I think definitely broadening in your location or changing your filters are going to be beneficial. I think maybe you're somebody who feels like you only date people within your race is probably limiting you. Yeah, I understand. You want someone that you can be relatable to. As a black person, you want to date somebody who's black. As somebody who is Spanish speaking, you want to date somebody who's Hispanic, or maybe you want to date somebody who's white. I think you're kind of pigeonholing yourself in these cases. So consider maybe being a little bit more flexible. Maybe somebody's really short and you're into guys who are 6'5". I don't know. Just really consider being more flexible. I think it'll broaden your dating pool and give you opportunity to meet somebody who you'd never probably meet.
Yeah, so be open-minded. I think that's really, really important because you never know who you will meet. Like you said, in these situations, you may meet the perfect person that falls just maybe an inch under what you thought you wanted for height or what you feel like you want for height or distance or age or whatever have you. So again, altering these filters, altering your profiles and keep trying, never give up because, you'll eventually meet somebody that you like. And that was our case. That's what happened with us. We met each other, and now 5 years later, we're married and we're having the time of our lives. So we want that for you guys. So in this, please leave some comments. Let us know how you like the advice that we're giving, if it's working. Give more suggestions if you have, maybe something that we didn't mention. Talk about your experiences, whether good or bad. Let us know in the comments. We're excited to see what you guys have to say. And that's it for tonight. We are out of here. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
Deuces.